Stand up! Stand up! Stand up!
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Milton. As you can see in the video, I'm going to be talking about a top 10 list of watching movies as a couple. It's a funny story why I chose to do this video because I was talking to a guy that I interned with, and he was just joking about how he and his wife, sometimes have a hard time watching a movie together and they don't know what to watch. So I figured, you know what, that's a good idea. Let me come up with a video. And so I told him I would shout him out. So Eric, this is to you and your wife. So I hope you guys are watching this video. But so my top 10 list of movies you should watch with your significant other or spouse. So here's number 10. Number 10 is a Tyler Perry movie. It's called Why Did I Get Married? There's also a sequel titled Why Did I Get Married Too? Now I know a lot of people hate on the Tyler Perry movies because they say they're all the same thing and it's all the same principles and philosophy, and most likely you're not wrong. But when it comes to this movie, watching this as a couple, I recommend this because it's got an interesting story. It's a lot of drama, good humor. It really just makes you think about, if you are married or you're talking about getting married, this movie will make you somehow not question your marriage, but it make you think about the questions you probably should ask each other while you're married or even before you're getting married. It stars Janet Jackson, Tyler Perry, Jill Scott, Malik Yoba, different types of actors and actresses from all different fields of the entertainment world. But Tyler Perry actually is probably one of his better movies in my opinion. Besides the Medea films, I actually think his films are very funny. But this actually is very entertaining. It tells a really good story, so I highly recommend that. So that's number 10. Why Did I Get Married? Number 9, Ted. This movie came out, I want to say, in 2012, and it stars Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane directed this movie, and pretty much it's about a guy and his teddy bear. That he grows up with him, and they all they do is smoke pot and act like kids all the time. But it's a really funny movie. I know this was well received when it first came out, and it did well in the box office. But I chose this movie as my number 9 movie, as a couple movie, because it has a little bit of just humor, some drama. It's a lot of laughs, obviously. But I think this is a movie that you can compromise on and just have a good time with it. It's not gonna take away from what each partner wants. So I highly recommend this movie. So number 9 is Ted. Number 8, Love Actually, and this came out in 2003. It's a Christmas type romantic film. It stars a lot of people. A lot of act like Hugh Grant's in it, Liam Neeson, Colin Firth, Laura Linney, Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman, rest in peace. He just passed a couple days ago. Keira Knightley, Bill Nye. A lot of British actors that are in the movie, and it's really actually funny. I actually enjoyed this movie. I saw this movie, I think, when I was like a senior in high school, and I was really oh wow, it's not a bad film. Because I'm not really a big fan of, I guess chick flicks. But with this movie, I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it as a couple movie. You can watch this with your girlfriend or your wife, and trust me, man, you actually might enjoy it. It's got a really good story. Some songs, some singing in it. It's not too mushy, even though there is some mush in it and some romantic elements. It's really not a bad film to watch, so I highly recommend it. So that's Love Actually is number 8. Number 7, here's a comedy I want to throw in the mix. The Wedding Singer by Adam Sandler, and that was released, I want to say, in 1998. This is probably one of Adam Sandler's better films. I mean, lately he's been producing shitty films and shitty TV content, but I think he's just phoning it in. I don't know. But this stars Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore. There are a couple people in this movie. It's pretty much Christine Taylor. A lot of Adam Sandler crews in the movie, and this is actually a really, really funny movie. I think both you guys, man and woman, will really enjoy this film. Even though it's about a wedding singer who, he thinks he's gonna make it big, and it takes place in the 80s, which is cool how Adam Sandler did that, and I thought that was really. I think that made the movie. I think that was kind of a character of the movie. But just seeing how he interacts with his issues and trying to bounce back from what happened to him, it's really cool, and it's a really funny movie. I think you guys really enjoy it, so I highly recommend watching The Wedding Singer if you want a good laugh and just a good story. and that's number 7. Number 6, another comedy I think both the husband and wife would like, The Hangover. And this came out in 2009. It was a big hit in the box office. It got a lot of critical acclaim. I know 2 sequels were produced: The Hangover 2 and The Hangover 3. The Hangover 2 wasn't that great. I still watched it. I thought it was okay. It wasn't the best film. Hangover 3 sort of redeemed itself, but the first Hangover movie is epic. I mean, this shit will make you laugh from the moment it starts. Like it's got a lot of funny moments. Like you can't if you don't laugh in this movie, you're not a human being. Seriously, if you don't laugh at all, you're not a human being. You don't enjoy life. You weren't hugged enough. Like it's crazy. Like this movie will make you laugh. I mean, this is probably one of the perfect comedies ever put together. And I'm sure there's a lot of comedies out there that are probably better than this. But for something you can watch as a couple's night or a date night, I would highly recommend The Hangover. And that's number 6. Number 5, this is going to be a franchise of movies. Jurassic Park. Any of the Jurassic Park movies, well, you can watch Jurassic Park 3. I think that's the worst out of the 4. But any of the Jurassic Park movies, I think it's a good date night type of movie. And I'm not saying it has to be like, one of your romantic dates. Just say, hey, let's pop on a movie. I want to watch like an action adventure movie. This would be perfect for that. And this came out, I want to say, the first one came out in 1990. I want to say 92. The first one came out, or 93. Yeah. And Steven Spielberg directed the first 2 movies. Joe Johnston directed the third one, and then Colin Trevorrow directed the recent one, Jurassic World. And I know Jurassic World was the highest grossing movie this past year until Star Wars beat it. And so, but all those movies, a lot of adventure, a lot of action, good drama, good story. From the moment it starts, you feel you're captivated. You don't want to take your eyes off the screen. And the first one's kind of like a scary movie, sort of like, or not a scary movie, more like a horror movie. Like you feel like, you got these dinosaurs are so real, and you feel like that they're monsters coming at you, and that's the cool thing I like about that movie. So I recommend any of the Jurassic World movies as a good date night movie. As for number 4, we have Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. This is an older movie. It was released in 1954, and it stars Howard Keel and Jane Powell. This is actually one of my favorite movies growing up when I was a kid. Just because I'm a big fan of musicals and stuff like that, and it has a lot of good music in it. At the times, the setting, what time setting they put it in was pretty cool. Just this movie is a really, really good musical and has a really good story with it. It has some romance, has a little bit of action, nothing over the top. It's just like action for that era in the 50s and how they made movies in Hollywood. But it still holds up in my opinion. It's a really good film. It really would touch your heart. I know for the ladies, you might have a couple cry moments, but like I said, you'll get through it. You'll enjoy it. So, man, I think you might enjoy this movie too, because it's not like one of those traditional like romantic movies. You actually got a really good story, a good adventure. Actually, there's a lot of humor in this movie, which surprises me. I think that's probably why I like it. So that's number 4 for me. Number 3, another franchise, the Indiana Jones franchise. Reason why I chose this is just because like I feel that this franchise has like the heroic man and the damsel in distress, but also has a good adventure story. It's a good family drama too, mixed with like Indiana Jones and his whole issue with like his father. I know Harrison Ford is the lead character. He stars Indiana Jones, and these movies were directed by Steven Spielberg and written by George Lucas. And I know George Lucas, who is the creator of Star Wars, created Indiana Jones. So there's 2 franchises that he has that he put together that were awesome. But I recommend this for another date night movie. They're really good. You can't go wrong with this franchise. They're classics. They're well beloved. So I highly recommend that. I know the ones the 4 movies are Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade, and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So check those movies out for date night. Number 2, Star Wars, any of the Star Wars movies. Again, just like the Indiana Jones franchise, George Lucas created this franchise. Good action, good drama, family drama, space opera. Got a love story mixed in with it, and both trilogies. I know the new trilogy, we don't know what the whole love interest is of that trilogy yet, but there's a lot of action, a lot of adventure. I think both hubby and wife will really enjoy this, so check it out. You can't go wrong with this. These movies are beloved by the world. They're iconic films, so you can't go wrong with these as a date night movie. And number one, Titanic, 1998 or excuse me, 1997 released. James Cameron directed it. It stars Leo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. One of the best films ever made. I've seen this movie multiple times. From the moment it starts, you're amazed by the scale of the movie, how it's shot, the storytelling, the overall just adventure of it. The acting's good. The music, the soundtrack's on point. But yeah, like the moment that movie is on the screen, you're captivated. You want to be invested. And I think this is a movie that I'm sure both husband and wife would agree on. So there you have it, folks. My top 10 movies you can watch with your spouse or significant other. Again, Why Did I Get Married? Ted, Love Actually, The Wedding Singer, The Hangover, the Jurassic Park movies, Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, the Indiana Jones films, Star Wars movies, and Titanic. Hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you think. Have you seen any other movies? Are you going to see any other movies? Please leave a comment down below in the comment section. Let's keep this conversation going. Like I always say, people, comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.
Stand up! Stand up!